Hello, Steve White, Steve Art 79. Well, the Oscar nominations. I was surprised that the Joker was nominated and it got 11 nominations. I was very happy. I think it's one of the best films of the year. I think it deserves it. I think there was a pretty big smear campaign set up around the film when it was first released. And I think the film is a great example of looking at the problems of the mental health system in America, and it got a lot of people talking. And unfortunately, and this is pointed out by other YouTubers, that a lot of the smear campaign and negativity would have actually squashed some of that conversation. Some people who probably would have been motivated by the film to talk about these issues were probably put back in their box because people were being so negative and vilifying anyone who liked the film. So, Free Buck Theatre, Matt Java, whatever, did bad with names. I think that's his name. I watch him all the time. He got quite emotional when he was talking about it, and I absolutely understand why. And I'm really glad this sort of goes some way to undo some of that by getting such recognition by the Academy. Now, so far as the snubs go, this is what I've been thinking about all day, and I was thinking, do I do a video? Do I really have enough to say? And then I made a Madonna video, so I thought, hell, I may as well. So, and I apologise for this and the noise from the windows, but it's hot here in summer in Australia, so I just had to open them. Now, the snubs. The big main snub I seem to be hearing about is Greta Gerwig. Because she's a woman, she should have been nominated for directing. Now, she was nominated in 2017 because Lady Bird was great, and she did a great job of directing. That's why she got nominated. This film, from everything I've seen and heard, it's an absolutely average directing job. It's just a drama. Now, she's been nominated, which sort of suggests that the Academy isn't that sexist, for the screenplay because apparently she did a great job adapting the story and retelling it in an interesting way, because there was a lot of talk that the film failed because men are sexist and didn't want to see a film about women, and it's like, I love Little Women. I've got like 3 copies of the film here already. Like, it's just been done so much that it's hard to get excited about it. And I'll watch it on video one day. Like, that's my level of excitement for it. So I don't think that makes me sexist. I think that makes me have seen like 4 versions of the film already. So yeah, just because you have a JJ doesn't mean you automatically should get nominated when you direct a film. You actually have to give a great directing performance. Now, if you don't get nominated, and if you give a great performance, great direction, and you don't get nominated because you're a woman, that's sexist. Not being nominated just because you're a woman isn't sexist, because you actually have to do the work, and I don't think this film really counts. That's why she got nominated for the other one. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. That was bugging me so much, that people were going on like she had some entitlement to this award because she directed a film. She's a woman and she directed a film, so she should be nominated like it's it's an achievement in itself. I'm like, no, you actually have to do an outstanding job, and I don't think she did. Now, some of the people I do think have been snubbed: Taron Egerton, J-Lo, Jamie Foxx, Michael B. Jordan. I think all those people were snubbed. Now, all those people are people of colour: orange, brown, black. Basically, the Academy is full of white people, old white men, and they just seem to be colourblind. I don't think they're actually consciously, deliberately racist. I think they just only see people like themselves as being eligible. Like and that by default says that people of colour aren't as good and can't do as good a job, and just automatically the white people are the best, of course. So that's sort of, yeah, it's just something that seems to be ingrained in some people that you just can't get rid of. You just have to wait for them to basically die out and a new generation to come along without all those issues. So it looks like the Academy is eventually going to be more representative, but it's going to take a while. I don't think they're going to like govern themselves and fix the problem. I think it's going to stay like this for a while. Now, Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan, they appear to have gave some great performances. I really want to see that film, but why weren't they nominated? Like a lot of other actors that should have been nominated, it does seem to just be because of the colour. Now, speaking of colour and not being nominated, Taika Waititi didn't get nominated for his directing job, and I'm really happy because I don't like him. I know it's petty. I know, but so many times people I wanted to be nominated haven't been, and people have gloated, and this is, I'm not gloating, but it's my little, oh well, at least he didn't get nominated moment, because I don't like him. I think he's just a sycophant and a suck up, and some of his films are a bit trolly. I think he was kind of trolling the Four fans when he did Reagan. I can't pronounce it. Sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing stuff. Now, here's another example of it's not always what they're saying. Lupita Nyong, I think that's how you say her name, from Us, directed by Jordan Peele, written by Jordan Peele. She did give a good performance, but the film was awful. It started off well, but it just got so convoluted with the most ridiculous science fiction concepts, and his other film, Get Out, same thing. It was really great up to a point, and then it just jumped the movie shark, and became absolutely ridiculous. It jumped to Bruce, and it was just ridiculous, and it's such a pity because it really did go well for so long, and so did this film. Went pretty good for a while, and then it started to undo pretty quickly, and just trying too hard to be clever, trying too hard to insert science fiction concepts that are just too complicated and too unrealistic and ridiculous, and just too much to suspend your disbelief to enjoy. So I really didn't like Us. Now, the other side of the argument, because I don't think it has anything to do with her being black, she was just unfortunate to give a good performance in a bad film. So even if she was white, she still, I don't think, would have been nominated, because the film still would have, in theory, ended the same way and been as bad. Now, people are sort of saying that it was racist. I don't think it was. I think it's just because she was in a bad film. So I'm sorry, Lupita. You're a great actress. I'm sure you'll get another chance. You're not going away anytime soon. Who's left? Oh, Klaus over Frozen 2. I can see why. Klaus seems to be an actual artistic endeavor, whereas Frozen 2 is just another production line film from Disney with no heart. That seems to be what they do now. They just seem to just create films to sell merchandise, and the 2D is pretty soulless. This film, Klaus, was done, sorry, the 3D is soulless. Klaus was done 2D with just some computer enhancing with the color to give it dimension, give it a 3D quality, and just, that's how it should be done. The effects should be done to augment the art, which should be done by a human hand. Disney got rid of all their animators and went to 3D, lost their soul. It's all about just marketing and trying to, they just did Frozen 2 to sell more merchandise. That's all it is. So that's why he didn't get nominated. So all the people screaming that it should have been nominated, and people just go on with such entitlement, like this should have been nominated. Why? Because you like it? Just because? Why? Give me a reason. What made it quality enough? What qualities made it worthy, made it outstanding enough? It makes me a little crazy sometimes. And now I think the last one here is Spirit, Beyonce. She didn't get nominated for Spirit. Now some people are saying racism. I'm guessing, I haven't heard the song, I haven't seen the film, but from what I've seen, well, I didn't see the film because from what I've seen, it wasn't good. I heard it was not good. And just the idea of singing Can You Hear the Love Tonight during the day, I stepped out at that point and couldn't look at it. So I don't necessarily think she's been snubbed. I don't think it's racism. I think maybe it was just a bit of arrogance, like give Beyonce the job. Of course it'll be great, it'll get a nomination because she's Beyonce. Well, maybe Beyonce, not every Beyonce song is amazing. Maybe it wasn't that outstanding. I'm not sure. So I can't sort of decide on that one, but definitely a few snubs there. J-Lo, I think it's because she's a strong, powerful Latina woman who basically is in charge of a lot of things. She produces her own shows. I think white men are just kind of scared of her. Taron Egerton, I think because he's a redhead, and playing a gay character, he just wasn't white enough. Like I myself sort of grew up with that idea that there was something wrong with redheads, and I sort of grew out of that, and I found him really hot actually in the film and gave a great performance. He should have been nominated. And the other weird thing I guess I should touch on is how many people get nominated. Sorry, this is annoying. I don't know why it's making so much noise. How many people get Golden Globes and then don't get Oscars? Part of me feels like um, it's almost like, well, you got the Golden Globe, you don't need the Oscar, we'll give it to someone else or something. I'm like, either the performance is the best or it's not. You sort of can't sort of, it's always baffled me. So many people who get nominated or receive Golden Globes and then don't get Oscar nominations. It is a very strange thing, and I haven't worked it out. But I think I've covered everyone. I'm checking my little list. I don't want to miss anyone. Last time I did the video before, I missed Lupita, so I did it again because I wasn't going to not address her. If I was going to talk about this, I feel like I did. Yep, I think I've covered everything. Okay. That's it. Feel free to share, like, comment, let me know if you think I'm wrong. Yeah, the Academy's too white, it needs to change, it will eventually, but in the meantime, there's going to be more complaints because there's going to be more examples of people who should have been nominated, who gave a great performance, but didn't, for the wrong reasons. So, let's just hope it comes quicker than I'm guessing it will, but we'll see.